It has been a while, probably a year, since I've really had a good rant. I wanted to do this in a YouTube live, so it's just from the heart, not edited, can't be deleted if I don't like what I say. And this is because over the last couple of weeks, I don't know what it was. Maybe it was the Christmas break. Maybe it was just more and more people are reaching out to us because the channel is growing, which is awesome. And I like all of it. But I've gotten a lot of questions about out of state investing, right? OOS, out of state investing. And the calls or the emails or the text messages or the Facebook post usually go like this. Hey, Michael, I live in X city and I can't afford anything here. I am looking at some Midwest state and I see I can get a double digit return or a 1% yield or whatever. What do you think? And of course, I've always been known to give my honest feedback, and it's usually not what the person wants to hear. It seems like people want me to say, great, go to the Midwest with no information, no team, no insight, trust what you see on the internet, and you're going to be good. No, you're going to get ripped off. You can lose a ton of money on a 10K house. If you bought a 10K house in Detroit, not to pick on Detroit, but that's just where I know there's been 10K houses, you can lose your butt. You can lose a lot more than 10K. I have seen this and I have people calling me and they're crying and they're like, I lost my life savings. So I am doing this rant to hopefully wake you up and tell you that out of state investing, just because it looks good on paper, come on, you're smarter than that. You've worked your butt off to save this money a little bit at a time. Why do you want to walk up to the craps table, roll the dice, and lose 9 times out of 10? What are you thinking? So, first and foremost, let's get the good part of this out of the way. Can out of state investing work? Yes. I believe you need to invest in getting a team. Maybe it's somebody with family members, but you need to get boots on the ground that would in theory show up to your funeral, right? We're not talking, hey, I met somebody online, we had 3 good phone conversations. No, I mean somebody's going to get on a freaking airplane and come to your funeral if you die. That's what I mean by boots on the ground that you trust, right? These are truly, truly friends or family members that are going to show up in your time of need. Not somebody on the internet selling some service or turnkey solution or whatever, right? This because you can lose your butt, and I have people calling me weekly losing their butt with a 10K or a 12K. Shoot, a 6K house. You can lose that. You can lose all your repair money. You can have people. You can just keep people can keep breaking in. You just don't know. And then the other side of the conversation is, hey, I only have 20K or whatever it is, and I can't invest where I live. I got give me permission to invest out of state. Sorry, that's not going to come from me. I I don't believe. Do you know that Excel spreadsheets lie? How many of you, seriously, some of you have bought out of state. How many of you saw a 12% return and said, I'm going to get me some of that, and then lost your butt? Leave comments below. We have to help people see that these bigger pockets or these other Facebook posts about buying out of state is not all roses, sunshine, and unicorns. This is crazy. People are losing a lot of money doing this. But again, if you're willing to go and invest in a city and have boots on the ground and that you trust with your life or your wife's life or your kid's life, then it could work. But if you're just going to be a busy professional, sit there and on your butt and never go there, you have some money in the bank because of savings or stock or commission, and you see some spreadsheet or heaven's sake a PDF with a picture of a cute little 1,200 square foot ranch home, and you go, hey, I can get me some of that for 20 grand. Oh my God, I couldn't buy a closet where I live. It's a very good chance you're going to lose. So I believe investing out of state is a mistake for the majority of you because you're not willing to make the investment of building a team first. You don't buy a house and then build a team. You build a team first. You learn a market first, and then you buy. If you call me about trying to buy a house out of state and you haven't been to that state or city 2 or 3 times already, I'm not going to say it's a good idea. You have to get out there. Again, I've said it before, Excel spreadsheets lose. Uh you sent them a funeral request. It's funny. Uh they're just testing your team. That's pretty funny. Um I can't really see my writing. This is crazy. The other thing to realize is this is the best time for some of these cities. Some of these Midwest cities have had a renaissance from out of state investors coming in, which is good. These areas needed investment, and maybe they'll turn around. But some of them are dying slowly, right? Some of them are dying slowly. The Midwest is just people are leaving, right? Going to the coasts in the South. So be very careful. Um, Detroit being the greatest example. There's they had their boom time and now it's unfortunate it's not there. Here's another one, and this hurts because again I've been doing this now for over a year. I get to talk to some local investors in other states and other cities, and they're laughing at you, right? You think you can come in with your fancy car or your big deep pockets and you can pay retail or frankly overpay for a house and think it's a good investment? They're just sitting back waiting for you to give up. They're like, "Oh my, that house has never been worth more than 25 grand. What's that California investor doing paying 40? They're going to lose it when it gets stripped or gets broken into a third time and we'll pick it up for 12." People are telling me these things. So realize, don't be the sucker. Again, Excel lies. Don't believe it. Again, you can lose a lot of money on a 10K house. You need to be able to invest, build a team, pick a market, then buy the house. Um, this is, I just had another phone conversation with somebody who was in tears, and this is what really sparked this rant. Turns out they bought a couple of, in their case, in Ohio. They bought a 6K house and a 12K house, if memory serves. The 6K house needed to be demolished. They trusted someone. They never, no, they didn't go there. They didn't have a team. Then the 12K house needed 20 grand in repairs and was worth 20 grand when it was done. Again, this stuff can happen. Don't tell me, oh, I can buy 3 or 4 in another state where I only can get 1 here. And I'm not saying where here is, but just for example. Again, it's not about how cheap the house is. If you're going to go out of state, you need to invest significant time in building a team. You need to have communication. The best example I have, again, this is a rant, I haven't planned this, is are they going to show up at your funeral? Because then you can trust them, right? Would you trust them with your kid's life? These are real conversations you should be thinking about because you're plunking down tens of thousands of dollars. And some of you, this makes me mad. Some of you are calling me going, hey, I want to invest in City Y because I can get a 12% return. And I say, have you ever been there? No, why would I go there? Oh my God. If you're not going to go there eventually, why put your money there? Some of you are being taken advantage of and it just hurts my heart. And again, it's not about numbers. Just because you can buy 4 out of state doesn't mean that buying 1 wherever you live isn't better. Just be careful. In the end, it's all about your team, right? If you're investing in another city, you've got to really check up on your team, continually build your team. If you've already bought in other areas, up the communications, really build those rapport. And the real test is how do they deliver bad news? Because everybody is fine saying, hey, it's rented, it's full, it's rented, it's full. How is the bad news delivered? Bad news doesn't get better with age. So that's the real test. And that's when you learn about how quality a person is how they deliver bad news. So again, I'm sorry about this rant. Um, I just don't think out of state investing is right for most of you. If you have experience, you have inventory, you have been a landlord before, you have a leg up, you know what it's like. But if you are just sitting on a pile of cash from a stock trade or a bonus or commission sales, and you saw some bigger pockets post about some city you've never been to and don't want to go to, I'm here to tell you 98 times out of 100, you're going to lose money. You've got to build a team. You've got to be willing to invest time. It's hard. If it was that easy, people that live there would buy it. Do you think you just have some magic wand because you're in another state you can just swoop in and you're superior to the local investors? No, the local investors have likely lived there for decades, if not generations. They know the system, they know the people, they've got boots on the ground themselves. That's what you've got to tie into if you're looking out of state and out of areas. So, all right. So I think that's good enough for this rant. I'm going to have to listen to this one again because I'm not sure I just didn't talk in circles. In the end, I am not a fan of out of state investing just because Excel spreadsheets tell me it's better. Be careful. Be very, very careful. All right, everybody, take care. And again, you will talk to me tomorrow when I do the daily financial news, probably in the morning sometime. All right, take care. Bye.